Greetings and welcome back to more F1 25 single player career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all doing well today as we are getting ready to get into round 21 of the Formula 1 World Championship, and that means we are heading to South America for the only South American Grand Prix that currently exists on the Formula 1 calendar, and that is of course the very famous and very loved Brazilian Grand Prix. And as you can see on your screen, we have plenty of racing ahead of us here at Sao Paulo, because it is a sprint weekend today, which means we obviously haven't had as much practice as I probably would have liked. But it is what it is. And instead of that, we have the sprint, 12 laps, and then the full race is 36 laps. So plenty of racing here around Sao Paulo. However, in the actual Grand Prix, just before we get into things, there's a bit of a disclaimer. We are going to be starting from the back in the Grand Prix on Sunday. And the reason for that is I have opted for new engine components here for this race, just ahead of our third and final home Grand Prix for the team in Vegas. So we are taking the penalties here today, and maybe, who knows, we can actually fight back and maybe, if we're lucky, finish in the points. And speaking of points, we did finish in the points last time out in Mexico. We got a 5th place finish, and that means 10 points, which did us mighty well, not just for the Drivers' Championship, but more importantly for the Constructors' Championship, where the fight for P5 is now tightening up. You can see Haas currently on 132 points over Williams 127 points. And they are in 6th. They've had a good string of form now in the recent races, and they look to be closing us down. And ideally, I would love to have some help from my teammate, but as you can see right here, he is one of 2 drivers yet to score any points this season, the other being Nico Hülkenberg. But yeah, Ollie has really not had the best of luck whenever he's been close to the points. And most races, he really hasn't been that close. So hopefully that changes here today. Hopefully he can get a little closer to the points. We have a whole slew of upgrades, as you can see here. So the car should be in a place where we potentially could fight for some points for both drivers. As you can see, Aston Martin a little bit ahead of us in the development, and Williams as well. But we should be good enough for points for both drivers. But I mean, the only way to find out is to get into the Grand Prix weekend. And as I said, we're starting off with the sprint, and that means sprint qualifying comes first. So here we go.
Hello everyone, it's sprint qualifying day. This is a crucial session and it's going to fly by. Really intense for the drivers, no room for error coming up.
We didn't run over it just before we got into things. It looks as if the whole weekend is going to be running in the dry, despite some overcast condition. It looks as if we're going to have dry weather running all the way through. So that is quite nice. Shouldn't be a problem. And as you can see here, medium tires here for sprint quali 1 and 2, as per usual. There's no real need to wait around.
Okay, that's all the checks complete. We're ready to go.
Let's just get into SQ1 and get things underway. But yeah, as I said, hope everyone is doing well today. I know certainly I am. I'm a little bit tired, especially in my shoulders. I went to the gym today, so a sprint weekend was definitely not something I was looking forward to, having to drive so much, but it is what it is. We'll make it through and do our best. Hopefully, as I said, scoring some good points along the way. The car should be good enough. But the question is if we have the pace or if the other drivers around us potentially have something for us that we didn't maybe expect. But I can tell you one thing though, which is lovely news for this race weekend specifically. It seems we've solved the tire wear issue. At least in practice it wasn't as severe as it was at some of the other races. So hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that we have solved that issue. That would be absolutely amazing as we begin our first and hopefully only qualifying lap here in SQ1. Draining the battery quite far down, heading into turn 1. Braking quite early there, making sure we actually make the corner. And now the run into turn 4 after the Senna S's. We do need to save up some energy for the final part of the lap. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer there, but it's all good. So far we are doing decently. Now this fast right-hander here always unsettles the car, but we seem to have it figured out. Braking a little bit too late there, unfortunately. And this corner especially, very hard on the shoulders, I can feel. So really hoping that we're not going to be battling a whole bunch through those corners. But as I said, we'll make it work if it happens. And now the run to the line. The run all the way from technically the final corner is quite far. And here we go up towards the line. And we are behind Russell but in front of Pierre Gasly. So that boasts well. And ahead of Piastri as well. That is good.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
So currently P2. I am kind of happy with that, honestly. Should be good enough. As Charles Leclerc goes provisional fastest. That's okay for me. And it seems like the cooler conditions are definitely suiting the car significantly more than the heat we had in both Austin last time out and also in the races before that. So hopefully a little bit more of a cool race. That would definitely do us pretty well. And at the moment it looks decent. Now one thing I did figure out that we do have to kind of work with as Stroll goes faster than us, that is surprising, is this pit entry. It is a little bit strange actually. But yeah, we'll work it out as things get better, hopefully. You need to be early on the brakes than what you might think. So, but there we go. That should be SQ1 done and dusted. And I know it's not like a lot of action, but it is what it is. At least we are progressing fast and secure. So here we go, let's see if there's another couple of drivers who can find some decent time. We are half a second down on Leclerc's fastest lap time. It's not too bad. But yeah, Lance Stroll with a big surprise, actually.
Well, that concludes sprint qualifying. So much action still to come this weekend.
And want to have a guess? Yep, sure. Ollie Behrman once again not making it through to SQ2, and he's knocked out together with Fernando Alonso, quite surprisingly. Gabriel Bortoleto, Franco Colapinto, and Isaac Hadjar. That was a bit of a surprise, honestly, that Alonso didn't make it through. I did not expect that. What kind of weather are we gonna have here in SQ2? I think we're gonna wait a little bit because it seems like the track is gonna get better as the session progresses. We're gonna wait until there's like 5 minutes to go.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track.
And then we go out on track. And then we'll see what we can do. Hopefully, shouldn't be a problem making it through to SQ3. It's a little bit more sunny here in SQ2. Or it definitely looks that way. I mean, shouldn't be a problem. Let's see if we can get a good lap strung together. And once again make it into SQ3. I think we've been quite decent in the sprint qualifyings, actually, over the course of the season. And if I remember correctly, we only have one more sprint left after this one. I'm not quite sure if it's Vegas or Qatar, but I do remember something about either of them, or one of them at least.
We've dropped to P15.
Being a sprint. I could be wrong, as we get a terrible exit out of the final corner. But here we go, beginning hopefully our only lap here in SQ2. Draining the battery quite nicely, and into turn 1 we can go a little bit later on the brakes. And hard on the accelerator here. Keep it tight. And now into turn 4 here. Getting a little bit of a slide on. Need to turn in a little bit earlier for it to work. And now this right-hander. Commitment is key. There we go. Hitting the apex through here is also key. Getting a good exit, and now once again apex is key. Good exit, and now just the final corner. Very important to get a good exit here. And we get a little bit of a slide, but it's okay. Shouldn't be a problem. And now the run to the line. Cutting it very tight here. Right up against the wall, and we are into P3. So we are safely through. No problems there at all.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
And with 2 minutes to go, we should have booked our tickets into SQ3 with that lap. That also felt really good. Apart from the start of the lap, that was decent. Now we're gonna get out of the way of the Williams of Alex Albon here. Oh, he's letting us past again. A little bit weird. Here we go, letting a few drivers past. I do not know what they're doing. I don't know what Gasly is doing. Oh, this is going to be a problem. Oh. We're not going to hold up anyone. Oh, Hamilton almost crashing into Russell. What is he doing? Come on, Antonelli. Get going. These AI, man. They are not the best. Let's put it that way. Let's see if we can get the pit entry on point this time. So approaching at speed. Let's see. Brake here, around here. Okay, we're just gonna have to eyeball it going into the pits in the race. It's, again, better to be safe than sorry. And we picked up our first penalty last time out in Mexico. We actually sped into the pits and got a 10-second time penalty, which we ended up serving in our second stop. So it didn't play into anything towards the end, but we should avoid that here. Ideally. Because, again, it's just something that we try to not do. But let's see. Where did we finish?
concludes sprint qualifying.
P7.
So much action still to come this weekend.
We're still about half a second away from the fastest lap time, which is, in this session, was Lando Norris. And quite surprisingly, both the Red Bull of Tsunoda, the Aston Martin of Stroll, and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc not making it through to SQ3. Ooh, that is a tough one for them. But we progress, no problem. And now we have a set of softs we can use. We have 7 minutes to go. Let's just wait until there's like 3 minutes left on the clock. Because we only have one set. We might as well. There we go.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
And now we are ready for the final sprint qualifying here in Brazil. Let's see what we can do. And out on the track, it's gotten significantly more sunny as the qualifying session has been progressing, which I mean, I like it. In qualifying, it's quite nice that it is sunny and clear. It makes it better. But in the race it can be a little bit overcast, a little bit more cold. I wouldn't mind. And we're going to be fighting the Williams alone once again, it seems. Both of them making it into SQ3. And they're currently 8th and 9th. So hopefully we can out-qualify both of them. That would be lovely. But no guarantees. But let's do our best. Final lap here in sprint qualifying is underway. We start the run-up into the lap all the way back here. And now we just give it our all. Into turn 1, brake as late as I dare. And on with the battery. Not the best line through there. Could have been better, but it's okay. Now here we go. Be brave on the entry here. A little bit too much curb, but it is alright. And then fast right-hander here. Hitting the apex beautifully. Purple sector 1. We have the car trimmed out once again to be fast in the straight line. Not necessarily the best in the corners, but it is what it is. And now just the final corner to go. And that was a good exit. Now it's just a run to the line. Let's see what we can do here. DRS wide open as we go to the line. Draining every ounce of the battery, and P3 is pretty decent. Ahead of Hamilton and Verstappen. Russell on provisional pole ahead of Piastri.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
That felt like a good lap. As oh, Albon. Oh my goodness. Albon ahead of us. Wow. So the Williams is really cooking. We're down to P5. George Russell provisional pole position. I would be surprised if Max Verstappen is not in contention. We're down to P6 now. Seems like both Williams drivers have really found something here towards the end of the season. And the hunt is well and truly on for them to try and close us down in the Constructors' Championship. It seems like P6 is the finishing order for us. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. There we go. That was perfect into the pits, actually. I do not dare do that, actually, in the race. 79 kph on the line. That's 1 kph lower. But P6 here in sprint qualifying, I'm happy with that. Again, this is not a track that I'm either like favoriting or particularly dislike, but it's an okay track. It's a classic track, so I've no qualms with it. And we have how much time left? We have no time left.
That concludes sprint qualifying. So much action still to come this weekend.
So crucially, it was only Alex Albon who managed to finish in front of us in qualifying. Sainz in P10 means that he has to make up 2 spots in the sprint in order to be eligible for points. And if we can outscore Alex, we could maybe advance a few points on them. We just need to do our best and see what we can do. There's not much else really to do, but we are fighting 2 against 1 here, or I am 1 against 2 really. And as you can see, sprint looks to be perfectly sunny, which is lovely, and that means a medium tire should be able to go the full distance, no problem. And then in the race, we'll see what happens. But yeah, good to see that we only have to make 1 pass to actually, you know, be fighting Williams or strike back at Williams. That is good. Granted, it's only going to be 1 point, but every point counts. And P5 in the Constructors' Championship is the goal. So hopefully we can actually do it. That would be nice. That is the target for the end of the season, is to try and secure P5 for Haas just before next season. But here we go. Sprint is upon us. And it looks lovely.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint.
Beautiful track. Beautiful weather.
Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil, is a 2.7 mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if of course the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix.
Which it should. So
let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint.
So here we go. Here's the grid. Let's see how it's going to be starting.
Yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Norris, Alex Albon, Iceman, Antonelli, Verstappen, Gasly, and Carlos Sainz. Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Lance Stroll, and Tsunoda. Lawson, Alonso, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Franco Colapinto. Hadjar and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We will soon find out.
All right. So there's the grid.
Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Delighted to say joining us for this intriguing race is Anthony Davidson. So a sprint race today, and that means lights to flag, no stops. And how is that going to affect the driver behind the wheel?
Absolutely. So for today, there's no pit stop, or shouldn't be a pit stop anyway, if things go right, and you can forget about strategy. You're just driving today as fast as you can, make those overtakes if you need to, and that's what a sprint weekend's all about.
Oh, yeah. So here we go.
We've got a great chance of getting another points finish in this race. Keep it clean, and hopefully we can work our way up the field.
Absolutely. And the team expects us to be able to take the mediums all 12 laps. I think that is possible. So let's give it a shot and see what we can do. And we're starting on the inside this time. So we do need to be careful heading into turn 1. The outside is definitely the safer option. But hey, as a racing driver, you're going to have to be able to start from pretty much every single position on the grid. So There's that.
Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
All right, and I just noticed Alex Albon on the softs. Interesting. So Williams have gone for a very aggressive strategy, in my opinion. I'm not sure that's going to play into their hand. That could be a mistake come the end of the sprint, and I'm curious if Sainz likewise is on a soft set of tires. He could be. You never know. But that does mean Albon might have the upper hand the first couple of laps before the switchover starts to happen. But if we can get in front of him early on with a good race start, that's going to mitigate that problem. And realistically, completely get rid of the problem. A very short lap around here. Plenty of opportunities for overtaking. So we're not going to spare the tie driver if the option and the opportunity presents itself. We're going to be ruthless and we're going to be bold here today. And that all starts here in the grid slot.
Okay, incredible parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Here we go. Ready for the sprint.
Okay, so that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
So the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint. 5 red lights. And we are go. And as predicted, Alex Albon with a good race start. I wasn't expecting anything else from the tie driver. Oh, we get very high on the curb there. And Max Verstappen gets past us. That was a bit of a mistake from me. Let's see if we can get the Dutchman back here. Heading into turn 4. Send it up the inside of him. Almost running into the back of Alex there. But we make it past Verstappen again. And they are fighting over P3. Which is good. That's going to hold up Alex. That bunch here. Oh, we thought about a move there for a moment. But had to back out of it. Too ambitious. Unfortunately. But a good race start. Briefly lost a position to Verstappen. But we've regained that no problem. Oh, we're on the grass there. That was not smart. And now we need to see if we can put pressure on Alex. Losing touch here is the
DRS
Williams
now
driver.
Enabled. DRS enabled.
And he is bunched up behind these guys. Let's see, can we get him? And he goes for a move on Norris here. We're gonna see if we can cut past as well. Sneak up the inside of Norris. That was very sketchy. There was half a move on there and we made it a whole move. And we are past Lando Norris. We need to try and keep up with Alex. So we're gonna be bold, we're gonna be brave. And it seems to be working. But a very bold move. I think I scared Norris a little bit there. But that's okay as well. Let's see, can we keep up with Alex? Should have DRS this time around. And we do. Likewise he does on Hamilton. But if we can set him up beautifully through the center S's here at the start of the lap, we should have a try into turn 4. Let's see. We don't have much ERS. It's not going to materialize, unfortunately. Not quite able to get the drive there. Let's do a little bit of ERS saving through the middle sector on this lap. See if we can charge the battery to maybe have a go on these two. at some point. That would be nice. Alex putting pressure on Hamilton. Big time, actually. Throw it into medium here. Get a good exit. It wasn't the best. We just need to keep up with them. There we are. Let's see. What does Alex have? Is he going for the move? He is, to be fair to him. Whoa, we almost ran into the back of him there. That was very close. Whew. That was a little bit scary. I didn't mean to go that aggressive on him. Oh, here goes Alex. Oh, beautiful defense there from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton helping us out a bunch here. Can we get a run on these two? No, not quite. Not quite, unfortunately. This is intense racing right here.
Okay, stand by. We see a problem our end and we're looking into it.
Oh no. Hopefully not something that is a big problem. Whoa. Oh, I went too far on the ERS mode there. I went into hot lap. That was not the intention.
There seems to be an issue with our ERS.
Oh no.
Looks like the ERS isn't functioning. The guys are working on a fix.
Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. That is really bad. Oh, Norris with a big lock up there. And that is really bad because we're going to be down on power here now. And we're not going to be able to do anything about it. We're going to have to drive the widest car.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
This is really difficult. Come on, Mark. Please. We cannot drive. We're going to finish outside the points if this continues for much longer. Come on. Find a fix. Please. It's especially in the straights where we're suffering with this fault. But it's also making the tires or the rear axle act a little bit weird.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
Bro. Oh, there we go. Nice. And we have a full battery. There we go. Let's burn. Burn, 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 burn.
We've fixed the problem with the ERS. It should be back online now.
Thank you very much. We need to go absolutely crazy here with the ERS. Oh, it's still acting weird. Alright. We need to go as aggressive as possible. We need to close up to these guys in front. We still need to make the tires last. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, we're in none. Why on earth are we in none? Whoa! Big slide there. Oh, come on, Max. You should know better.
Okay, watch the aggression, please. We don't want to lose places because of a penalty. The rear axle is still acting up a little bit. We're now in the last points paying position. That went really bad, honestly. Let's see if we can close in on Antonelli. The car behind's gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
Let's see if we can get him. He has the DRS as well. It's not going to be possible. Not possible, unfortunately. Sainz trying to make a move on us. Ah, this is really bad, because Williams are going to close right up to us in the constructors now. It's going to be really bad. Here we go. Let's see. Do we have the DRS? We do. And here goes
Okay,
Antonelli.
you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Trying to get past Verstappen. Almost worked. Here we go. These two, what can they do? Not much, honestly. There goes Antonelli, past Max. Does Max have a problem? I wonder. He's very slow. Guys, really, no you don't, Sainz. No you don't. Get dumped. And we don't have the DRS. That's lovely. Keeping up now. How do we have the DRS there then? That's so weird. That's really weird. We are defending the last point here like our life depends on it. Kinda does, to be fair. So are we within distance of Max's DRS? I'm not sure. No, we're not. It's a bit annoying. Oh! What on earth is he doing? Sainz just drove into us. Nah, that's actually criminal. That is actually criminal, what he's just done there.
Okay, you have some front wing damage, but not enough to justify a stop in the remaining laps.
He just drove into me. I left him plenty of room there. Nah. And now we have some major front wing damage, I think, yeah. No, that is really not on. That is so not cool from Sainz. And we can't turn the car. That's insane from Sainz. Just driving into us in the middle of a corner. And we're going to have to continue onwards. Because we don't have any tires to change over to. We have no downforce now. Crazy. I hope he gets a penalty for that. Because that is criminally bad driving from Sainz. Yeah, we're not gonna finish anywhere near the points this time in this sprint. And here through here we can't even go full throttle.
Wow. Wow, Williams. So that's the way we're playing things here now towards the end of the season. That is insane. But here we go, final lap of the sprint. And some strong words for James Vowles is going to be dished out at the end of this one. Because that is not on, that is not racing. It has nothing to do with racing what Sainz just did there. But Oscar Piastri takes victory here in the sprint in Brazil. And we are just slowly trundling around to get to the checkered flag with a broken car, broken front wing, broken everything. And absolutely not happy with today's result. Made a silly mistake. Got a little bit flustered by the engine problem that we had, but
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
that's just how things go sometimes. But yeah, that move from Sainz, I'm not having that. Piastri driver of the day here in the sprint, understandable.
Well, that's it for the sprint race. There is so much action still to come this weekend, qualifying, and of course, the main event, the Grand Prix.
But of course, let's actually view the highlights, because I am not buying the fact that this was on pure accident. I'm not buying that. Let's see here. I want to see what happened here. Just gonna jump to when it happened. We were battling really hard, like we were driving hard. Yeah, this was the mistake. Got a little bit flustered by the engine problem. Let's see here. Is this where Sainz drives into us? No, not quite. Oh, this was where we were trying to get past Verstappen. So we didn't do anything criminal there. Let's see here what Sainz does. That's a horrible camera angle. And he just drives into us. He goes for a move that really isn't there. Like, what is this? Here, he should have backed out. He is going for a move that is not on. In my opinion. Let's see. Oh, we can't see, unfortunately. But here, let's see if do we have different camera angles? I don't think we do. There he just drives into us. He is on the white line, which is fine, it's perfectly fine. But there's grass coming up, and he just drives into us. That is ridiculous, man. Anyway, we can't do anything about that. That was just like criminal activity from Carlos Sainz. I am flabbergasted at that. That was insane from him. But we do increase in overall rating. It is what it is. And now we just have to prep for the actual race. Problem is, I don't think I'm going to progress in qualifying because, again, we are carrying a very big penalty because of change of engine components. So, let's see. Nah, let's actually just go to it and let's see what happens. So here we go. Here's qualifying. Overcast.
Tracks don't come much better than this. We're in Brazil for qualifying. Let's get some laps at the limit.
Yeah, we're not going to post a lap. We're just going to let time run out. Because again, we have, I think, it was like 50 grid spots worth of penalties because of the engine components. So we're not going to do anything. We're just going to sit around. We're just going to maybe give Ollie a chance to actually progress in qualifying. Let's see what he can do. So at the moment, where is he? He is just about ahead of Hajar. He's still not going to progress. Honestly, what is this? And Sainz also quite far down. What about Alex? He is in P10. Right, Fernando Alonso. Wow. Okay. But yeah, we're not going to do a lap here. We're just going to start from the back. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to make it through. There we go. And getting knocked out. Who is that? That is our teammate, along with Colapinto, Hajar, Lawson, and ourselves. Again, because we have a big penalty coming our way, I see no reason to wear down some engine components. Because regardless of where we would have qualified, we would have been starting plumb last. So there was absolutely no reason to do it. And we lose. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Like some mechanics, I've just stopped caring about, honestly. But yeah, we're going to be starting 20th back of the grid. And then we'll see how we can do. And obviously dry race, as it seems, but it does seem to be overcast, so hopefully the tires can last. And ideally, I think a one-stop is possible, much like it was in the United States. We just need to protect the tires and then make some smooth progression. And then we'll see what happens. Maybe a safety car could play into things here. It is quite common in Sao Paulo, actually, to have a safety car. So you never know. Maybe there's going to be a big collision, or someone is going to retire at a dangerous spot, and we're going to have to deploy the safety car. You never know. But here we go. And yeah, overcast. Beautiful.
Welcome to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner, and just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race
there
here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Yung Cao into one of the two DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today.
Absolutely.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session.
So here we go. Here's the grid. We haven't seen it.
Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Oscar Piastri, and Hamilton. Sainz, Albon, Alonso,
I do not like
and
that.
Pierre Gasly. Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Colapinto. Behrman, Hajar, Yuki Tsunoda, and Liam Lawson. Antonelli and Iceman.
All right.
Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So myself and Antonelli carrying penalties.
We welcome to the commentary box Anthony Davidson. I'm Alex Jakes. We're both looking forward to a really intriguing race today. Okay, the start, so important. Tell us about how you ace a launch off the line.
The drivers these days, they practice, practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
All right.
Okay, we might be at the back of the grid and it's not the best place to start, but keep your chin up and push hard. It's Formula One. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. And I do have to say, I don't necessarily agree with this split. I think this is a lot... I think this is a good one, depending on how the mediums stack up. I think that's a good one. There we go. That's the strategy sorted. And all the way at the back, and look at that, we have our teammate, our rival, and our second rival, I think it is. So all of the people that we are getting acquainted with right in front of us. But yeah, crucial thing here today is just to make it clean through. No hasty moves, no dive bombs, no, you know, going for risky things. We need to make it all the way. And I'm sure we showed good pace in the sprint. We got let down by the car having an engine problem, which they eventually did fix. But now we know that how to tackle that one if it should happen again. So as long as we don't get flustered, shouldn't be a problem, and the tires should be able to go the distance as well in these weather conditions. Sprint weekends they're always a little bit tricky with the tire situation because you have so much racing going on.
Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected.
Alrighty. Hopefully that stays true. But then again, changeable conditions have been our forte. We have benefited greatly whenever the rain has started falling. So, should it happen, it's not going to be a big problem. But here we go, lining up on the grid. We're going to be the last driver on the grid today. Unusually far down, but it is what it is. And there we are. And we are straight into the 5 red lights, because we are the last driver. And 5 red lights are out, and we are away, and instantly getting a much better launch than Liam Lawson. And we're making up a bunch of spots here off the line. Woo! Big snap there as we slide around the outside of Gabriel Bortoleto. And now we're putting pressure on our teammate. Does he want to yield? Doesn't seem like it, but we're going to make him yield. We have made up 5 spots off the line. Good stuff here at the race start. A clinical and crucial race start. Let's see. Whoa! Colapinto out surprised me with how early he was braking there. That's my bad. I wasn't expecting him to be braking that early. I was expecting an early braking, but not that early. So I got a little bit flustered there. But we're into P14 somehow. Wow. Okay. Surprising. Now we just need to settle down, see if we can pick them off one by one. Colapinto doesn't seem like he has some good pace here. Let's see if we can get past the Argentinian into turn 1.
Okay, DRS is now available.
And easy pickings here. The Alpine driver not making this one difficult. And up next, Lance Stroll. Good little move there. Getting past Colapinto. And seems to be a bit of a train forming here. So that's good. And up the inside, that's a bit late on the brakes. That was not my intention to go for a move on Hulkenberg. I was only going for a move on Stroll. We're going to let Hulk go. That was definitely not what I wanted to do, but hey, if it works, it works, apparently. And here we go, putting pressure on the top 10 already, almost. And see if we can pick off Hulkenberg. He is in a slower car, and we're already closing up. Here we go, let's see, does he defend? He certainly does. And into turn 1, we're going to have to go the long way. Oh, Hulkenberg outbrakes himself. Sensors wide. That's not what I would have liked. It is what it is. I need to calm down a little bit now. Get into the groove. Just get things rolling. Nice and easy. Throw this into none. Not overdrive the tires. That is important. And save up some ERS. There we go. Oh, we get a poor line there. As we get the aero wash from Hulkenberg's car. We get a poor exit. I hate the last corner. I can't get it right. Let's see if we can challenge Hulkenberg this time. He doesn't go defensive into turn 1. Gonna take it nice and easy on him. And not go for the move. Come on, put pressure on Alex. Put some pressure on Hulk. Come on. You can do it. Nah, doesn't really work, it seems. Why do they brake so early? It's so annoying. Slow down so much.
They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position.
Alright, we get a good exit here. Let's see if we can get Stroll. We have a good run on him, at least. And he goes defensive. Going to swing to the inside. This is going to be a little bit tricky, because I'm going to have to be careful not to run into the back of Hulkenberg. But we make it work. Let's see if we can get Hulk. Does he have DRS?
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Alright. He's braking very early. It is throwing me off a little bit how early he brakes. But we are keeping up with them, that's good. That's the good thing. We have a good run here. Let's see if we can get a launch on him in the slipstream, likewise with himself on Alex. Don't think we're going to be able to do anything as long as he has the DRS as well. He also has some good straight line speed. Come on, put some pressure on, man.
Okay, mate, and that's Hulkenberg ahead of you now. We can't let them hold us up for too long, so let's try and get past as soon as possible and crack on. Push, push.
I'm trying my very best, Mark. It just doesn't seem like I have the top speed. Or maybe it's the exit of the corners. Oh. Here we go. Let's see. What do we have? We have a lot more ERS now saved up. Maybe we can keep it on for a little bit longer. Oh, we have a good run on Hulkenberg here. He goes defensive.
Okay, be aware the car behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5/10. Oh, great stuff. You hit that target. Really good job.
Oh, that was a hard-fought move to get past him there. Why do we not get the DRS? Oh well, it is what it is. And up next, the first of the two Williams cars. It is Alex Albon. Whew. That took a little bit to get past Hulkenberg there. But a good little scrap we had going on there. It was nice. Now we have some free air to try and catch Alex. We should have him here now. So this should be good. Let's see. Do we have the DRS? We do. Nice. So already within DRS range of Alex Albon in front of us. Oh, stop doing that. I hate it when a car over revs like that. The curbs here are deadly as well. We're going to be wary here of Alex. He's going to be braking late because of Hamilton in front of him. And these two obviously love each other around this circuit. There we go. Let's see. Really nice driving so far. The car still feels really good. And we have a run on Alex here. Let's see, does he defend? He has the superior engine. He doesn't defend, so we're going to go for a bit of a cheeky dive bomb here on the Williams. Ooh, big slide, but that does actually help us, surprisingly. Nice.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
And there we go. We're past Alex Albon, and that means we are now in the top 10 and scoring points after starting all the way at the back. That is lovely. Up next, Lewis Hamilton in the first of the two Ferraris. Now we need to protect the tires a little bit, try and calm things down. Not be so overly aggressive. Even though I think so far this race we've done really well, actually. Now let's see. We have the DRS. We're not quite close enough to Hamilton to benefit.
Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.7 seconds.
There we go. Ooh, whoops, bit of a slide there coming out of turn 3. Not optimal. Hamilton defending. No reason why. Whoa! Why does he brake so late? I'm gonna give that position back. He broke so early there. That wasn't a fair move on my part. Does he have a problem or what? Because he's dropped off the back of the train that is in front of him. Quite significantly, actually. I do wonder if he has an engine problem. He might have, I don't know. But he doesn't have DRS now. So he's going to be in trouble this time around. We're not quite close enough to actually make a move on him into turn 1. Whoa! This car is such a handful when the tires get worn. We've done 11 laps now. Yeah, Hamilton is really slow for some reason. He is really slow. We caught up to him instantly almost. This is kind of strange. Here we go. Let's go. We're still not detaching Alex and the others. Hamilton a lot more vulnerable this time around. Does he defend? He throws a half defense. Oh my days. What are these AI doing? They do not know how to race close together. This is ridiculous. Oh my days. Moving under braking like a flippin' idiot.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.2 seconds.
Oh my days, and he has undone all of our hard work now. Insane driving for someone who's won 7 world championships. Maybe Fernando Alonso was correct in his assessment that he can only drive from the front. Bro did not throw a clean defense there. We're gonna have to try and undercut them maybe. Maybe we can actually do that and get away with it. We don't have DRS now, which annoys me so much. He doesn't even throw a clean like defense.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
That's fine. Soon going to be boxing. Here we go, Antonelli going for a move. Or thinking about it, or something, I don't know. We have 2 drivers, Stroll and Tsunoda, fighting in front of us. Honestly, an early pit stop could be the play.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
Now the tyres actually do feel fine at the moment. It's not too bad. Lap 13 of 36. We're gonna box next lap, I think. I think that could be a good play. We are within DRS range.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
A bit of fighting going on in front of us. Tsunoda getting past Stroll. Good little move there from Yuki. I think we've managed to protect these tyres really well. Despite being pretty much in traffic ever since the race start. I think we've done really well. Oh! Whoa. Why does it all of a sudden do that? Was it because I had some
Okay,
grass
gap to the car in front.
on my tyres?
1.6 seconds.
Oh well. We're boxing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Here we go. We need to be careful into the pits. It's so sketchy into the pits. Because it goes up and down, up and down. It's like, boah. Here we go. Into the pits. Early pit stop.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting.
There we are.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
And that is our one and only pit stop for this Grand Prix. Now we go crazy. We need some quick laps.
Okay, mate, let's focus. I know you've had a couple of moments going off track, but it doesn't matter. Let's try and keep it tidy from now on as much as you can.
Of course. Thank you for the encouragement there, Mark. Now we just need some quick laps until the other drivers box. And then we should be all good.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
Absolutely. Bit of a sketchy race so far, but we've made good progress. Hamilton decided to undo all of that progress pretty quickly, which sucks big time. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And now we just need to focus, do some quick laps, and then as soon as the other drivers box, we should be all good. I'm a little bit curious where we're going to filter out, actually. And the first couple of drivers making their pit stops. Hulkenberg into the pits now. Let's see if we jump the German. We should, ideally, be ahead of him. Actually, no. Or what? Hulkenberg... What? Oh, he made it out in front of us. What? Alright. Well, hopefully we can catch him pretty quickly. But yeah, Sauber responding pretty quickly to try and cover me off. Seemed like it worked for them. Ollie into the pits.
Right, Ollie's coming in for his stop.
And why did we not have the DRS? We were well within.
Yes, mate, we hit the target. Nice work.
Now a bunch of drivers coming out of the pits here. One of the Williams. Probably Albon, most likely. Yep. There we go. So we are close again to the top 10, I think. At least we should be. Now we're going to save up ERS. We're going to go for it. Hulkenberg going for Alex here. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind running
Come on,
hard
Hulk.
tyres.
Put on
The
some
gap to the car in
pressure.
front is less than 1 second now. Well done. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Oh my days, he's so indecisive, man. Get a move on. Do something. We've jumped Hamilton, so that's good at least. Hulkenberg going for a try here on Alex. There we go. Oh, Verstappen's out of the race. No way. No way. That's huge for the championship. That is huge. And also for this race. That's going to have implications. Wow. That is surprising. And who are we catching up to here? Whoa. It's one of the V-Carbs. Who I don't think are boxed yet, actually. So maybe they can help us. That would be lovely. And now we have a lot of energy to burn here. Let's see what Alex does to Hulkenberg. Not really anything. Let's see if we can get a drive on him here. We have some decent ERS. We have no pace. Oh my days! What is the... Oh!
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
I hate this game sometimes. And he just slows down like in the middle of the track. You would never do that if you have an engine failure.
Green flag.
Oh my days. And Codemasters, fix your shit. We're in P10 now, but like with a limping car. How much wing damage did it give us? Oh, it's yellow. What is this bullshit? Honestly. I'm so tired of this game sometimes. I'm so tired of all of the crap that we get from this game. Right in front of us, I had nowhere to go. I couldn't defend, or I couldn't clear him in time. Because in the middle of a corner, he decides, no, I'm gonna stop here with an engine failure. I'm aware that the car probably slows down, but that's what it is. It is what it is. You don't just go from like racing speeds to a standstill. Car's okay.
Tyre condition still looking good.
For the moment, I can make it work probably. Or maybe not. We're in P9 at the moment. A couple of drivers still hadn't boxed. Yuki Tsunoda with the fastest lap. We would have been on the back of Hulkenberg by the previous lap if we had a whole front wing. So that's lovely. Tsunoda to the inside. Is he going to be able to do anything? He has the superior car. Nope. Wow. I'm going to drive this car like I'm defending this position with everything I have. So no like gifts for any of the drivers behind. They're going to have to fight to get past if they want it. Tsunoda's probably going to fly past me here with the DRS. Actually not. That is crazy. We're keeping him at bay right now. It's only going to become more and more difficult as the race drags on. But hey, we're also keeping up with Hulkenberg quite surprisingly. That is probably the biggest surprise. Not like that, we're not. Here we go. Try and defend from Tsunoda again.
Okay, gap ahead, 2.7 seconds.
We're not closing that in, unfortunately. Right now we're just doing a good defensive job. And that's it. Can't do much more.
Okay, mate, Tsunoda behind. It is critical for our race that we keep them behind, please.
I'll try. I am trying to keep Yuki behind. But it's not going to be easy. We have 12 laps to go to keep doing this. It's going to be tough. But it seems like we've found a strategy. He's not able to pass us in the middle sector. Oh, just outside the track there. That's not nice.
Gap to your teammate behind, 10.4 seconds.
Maybe we can get Ollie some points. That would be nice. If we start pulling a train all of a sudden. I mean, at the moment, it's going quite well. Mainly this corner is our Achilles heel. And the middle sector, of course. But seems like we've found a working solution. As long as the problem doesn't get any worse, or the damage doesn't get any worse, then it's fine. There we go, into turn 1. Still not anything from Tsunoda. Oh, we go a little bit deep there. Gonna compromise our exit ever so slightly. Not too much though. And Sainz not that far up the road though. If he ends up having trouble, we could still be looking at some good points. Hulkenberg is not really pulling away either. So we're doing a good job. We have good pace. The tyres are holding up quite nicely.
We've got a gap of about 3 seconds between you and the next car.
That's fine. Doing my best. Let's see if Tsunoda is able to get me this time. He is significantly closer.
That wasn't quite what we needed, I'm afraid, but listen, don't worry about it. It's a long way to go, so let's just focus until the end.
Oh well. The gap is still sitting around 3 seconds to Hulkenberg, so that's fine. Oh, that's a little bit deep into that corner. Tsunoda having a look, not able to get past. Now we burn the energy. It's very nice. Oh. And Tsunoda getting more and more present in our mirrors. It's getting more and more difficult actually to defend from him from lap to lap. But we're still doing a good job. The crucial thing is that we have clean air in front of us, which really helps us. Now we're closing in on Hulkenberg. Really need to concentrate here now. That's why I'm not saying that much. It is difficult work at the moment, but we're doing a good job. Lap 29 has started now. So we're getting closer. Tsunoda having a look again. This is a display in defensive masterclass driving here, if I've ever seen any. And 2 points, despite not being a massive tally, it is still very crucial for our championship fight with Williams, who have sabotaged us twice now, both in the sprint and in the main race. Because we would have had Sainz at some point had we not gotten that front wing damage. I'm certain of it. So they really did just take our front wing off to try and silence us. Tsunoda trying again. We're not letting him have it though. Now Tsunoda and Hamilton battling. Alright. Interesting that Hamilton has entered the frame now. He's going to be frightening as well.
And gap to the car in front, 3.2 seconds.
And that just takes the top off Yuki Tsunoda here for this time around, which is nice. It's really good. And Hamilton falls back together with the Aston Martin. That's quite nice. It's Lance Stroll actually.
Keep managing your tyres, manage your tyres.
Will do, will do. A little bit off track there. It is okay. We're on lap 31 out of 36. It's been a tough one, this one. A slow burner, but definitely plenty of action. Tsunoda is closer this time around. Let's see if we can defend from him. Probably gonna have to defend the inside this time around.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 10.1 seconds.
And Behrman really not looking likely to score any points this season, unfortunately. Very annoying.
Caution!
Oh.
Okay, we've got a full course
Ooh.
caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Alright, and it was Carlos Sainz. Karma has hit Williams. Lovely. Now the question is, with 4 laps to go, I don't think we're boxing. These tyres are still good. So there goes the safety car. There comes the safety car that we predicted could end up showing up. Now we're just catching the safety car queue. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And no one is boxing, so that's nice. Oh, Sainz is boxing! Karma. Karma for Williams. You love to see it. And there might be an opportunity for us, if we get a good restart, to maybe get Hulkenberg and get P7. Oh, that's so good. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. That is lovely, lovely, lovely. And we are up into P8. So 6 points. That might be mean, if we can keep this position at least, a net gain over the course of the weekend for us compared to Williams. I wonder where the safety car actually is. We're just circulating laps now. So we're going to probably have 2 laps to go once we catch the safety car. There we have them. Nice. Going out of turn 4. So we're going to have 2 laps to go. That's nice. And we are behind Hulkenberg in a really good position here. On course for his first points of the season. And that would definitely help kick Sauber. Alonso in P5 for the Spaniard. Russell and Leclerc leading. I mean, after Verstappen retired, it is understandable. Let's see. Safety car in this lap. Okay. So we're going back to racing.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap.
Let's see when we get going. There we go. We're back up to racing speed. And we're going to get Hulkenberg here across the line.
Okay, clear.
Oh, and Gasly as well. Woo! We ran into the back of Alonso there. Woo! 2 positions gained. Lovely. Hoo-wee. We need to remember we have a broken front wing, so we need to be careful. We're probably not going to be able to do anything more than this. This has been more than enough as well. Oh, missing the apex ever so slightly there. Alonso P5. Yeah, it's not possible to get him. before the checkered flag. And we are thrown a massive lifeline here for the end of this Grand
If you
Prix.
think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
And here we go. We have plenty of battery to burn. We don't have the DRS, so that is going to help us at the end of this one. Gasly.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Nowhere near close enough to actually go for a move. Woo! That was close. Here we go. We are going to have DRS to aid us.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
Oh, that's a massive lifeline. And with Sainz out of the points, that is going to be huge for the constructors. And we are saved by the safety car. That is massive for this season. That is going to help us big time. Now we just need to handle the final corner, and we should be home and secure for P6. Woo! Bit of a tank slapper there. And we're going to come home after a chaotic race. Last to P6 in this Grand Prix.
All right, race
Woo!
over. Take care of the car on the way in.
What a race. But we were saved by the safety car. And no doubt we are driver of the day in this one. That was a crazy Grand Prix.
What a superb drive from Oscar Piastri, who takes the checkered flag.
And Piastri goes back to back, takes the sprint, takes the Grand Prix.
They
Good
had
on
to
him.
be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
And there we go. Oh, what a gift to receive.
Plenty to get stuck into afterwards, but now the podium for our top 3 drivers.
And
And
Verstappen
it's special for
retiring.
Piastri back on the top step.
But again, Norris not able to capitalize. But I do still think Verstappen loses a couple of points to his championship rival. Makes it a little bit more exciting heading into the last 3 races. So, or is it 4 races? No, it's the last 3 races. This was round 21, wasn't it? Yeah, so the last 3 races makes it a little bit more spicy. There we go. And just think
Well,
of what
an end
we could
to
have
another
achieved.
fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Think of what we could have achieved if we hadn't broken our front wing on the back of Alex Albon, who retired. And P6, brilliant race. Hulkenberg gets his first points. How close was our teammate? Not really close. So, yeah, once again, we got saved there. That was massive. And we needed that. We definitely needed that. That was much, much needed after such a chaotic race. And maybe a little bit of justice there for Williams. A little bit of karma. Even though obviously don't wish anything bad upon them. Wish them all the best, but still. Did feel like they were trying to sabotage us throughout the race or throughout the weekend. And I do have to apologize for a little bit of the sour outbursts. But sometimes this game just, it drives me crazy. It knows how to tickle the right things in me. And we definitely saw that today. Oh, wow. But what does this do for the championship standings? It does mean we pulled away from Williams. We are now 9 points ahead of Williams with 3 races to go. We are 29 points behind Yuki Tsunoda, who had a poor race in Sao Paulo. And it's still on, technically. We should have 8th place secured, at least from Carlos Sainz behind.
Okay, mate, I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but I'm afraid to say that some of them have failed quality control. We're going to need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
And we're not going to have that one for the United States Grand Prix or the Vegas Grand Prix, unfortunately. But we are going to have it... Can we actually have this before? We could potentially have it for the final race. Not too keen on that, to be honest. What about this one? That would be after, so no point in doing that. That would also be after. Let's actually check a few things here. I see Ollie has been eagerly at work. That's also not going to be done before the season. What about this one? Nope. So we're not going to do that. We are going to do... What was it? This one? Should we rush it? Yeah, let's rush it. This is the first time we're going to be rushing an update. So hopefully we can have it in time for Qatar. And there we go. Wow. But what a race. And as I said, do apologize for the little bit of sour outbursts. The game just drives me crazy sometimes with some of its mechanics, but ultimately it is what it is. We can't change anything. And thankfully there was a little bit of justice served with a late safety car. That definitely saved our race, for sure. So that sets us up beautifully for round 22, which is going to be the Las Vegas Grand Prix, the third and final Grand Prix held in the United States, and the third and final of the home Grand Prix for Haas. So we do have to do really well here. I would love to do well here, ideally, and potentially set ourselves up for a good finish with Qatar and Abu Dhabi only remaining afterwards. So 3 races to go, and we are now very close to finishing off this series. It's been a blast so far, and I absolutely appreciate all of the support that has been around these episodes, these 24 episodes, as it's going to be as soon as the series is over. But yeah, thank you for the support. It is very much appreciated. And if you have been watching for the first time, whether that is live or in post, do feel welcome. I hope you felt welcome at least. I will try and do my best to make you feel at home. And hopefully you enjoyed your stay here today. And if so, and this is your first time, maybe consider leaving a like. It helps out greatly. And what also helps out, and which is free, would be maybe clicking the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content here today, and if you enjoy all of the content that you've seen on the channel recently. As I've said multiple times, this series is going to come to a close pretty quickly. It's going to be at the beginning of next week, and then we start fresh on F1 26, the DLC added to the game. And obviously we are going to be doing a series there, but we're also going to be starting a few other series that we are going to be doing alongside. So there's going to be plenty of gaming here on the channel, and I can also spoil that there's going to be some variety in the type of gaming that we're going to be doing, because it's not only going to be sim racing like F1 or Assetto Corsa. There's also going to be some other games, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that we can return the Baldur's Gate series with Tubo and Silas. That would be lovely if we could do that. There's just been so much going on in each of our lives that we haven't really had time, unfortunately. So I'm crossing my fingers we can get that up and running once again. And then there's also going to be some other series. I'm not going to spoil anything starting up soon. So if you're looking forward to that, I mean, consider subscribing. And if you do, also consider turning on the notification bell. That way you're not going to miss anything. But I think we're going to leave it there. Again, I want to thank everyone who watched both live and post. And I want to wish everyone a blessed day. And until we see each other, goodbye.